right. Welcome back to the final stream of episode 7. This is going to be the final stream until episode 8 comes out, which hopefully will be any day now. I don't know when episode 8 is going to come out, but the Duskwood tracker looks super close. Really, the only thing that is missing is a little bit of localization and like what was it, a tiny bit of programming, like the smallest bit of programming, but like the graphics were done, the storyline's done, almost everything is completely done except for just localization. Localization still is like not even started, it seems like, and I don't know what localization means. My guess is that localization is a sense of like availability in multiple countries. So it might be available in Germany, but not available in Europe or India or something like that. I'm guessing that's what localization means, but I don't really know. I have no idea. I wish I did. I wish I knew where we were at with Duskwood 8, but if I know anything at all, it looks like it's just right around the corner. It's going to happen. It's going to be soon. And when it does drop, when it releases, you can bet Tongue Tied will have the videos for you. Now, let's get back into episode 7. We got Jesse here. Phil got arrested. We all know Phil got arrested. Jake is back. Jake was protecting us the whole time. This is great. Jake is back. He protected us. Let's talk to Jesse. Now, just to give you guys a heads up, I'll even show you. I'll show you what I did before I started the stream. And you guys might have been thinking that I was sleeping, but I wasn't. Tongue Tied was not sleeping. Tongue Tied was busy at work, completing puzzles, so that way we wouldn't have to worry about them. Because I know Lloyd was trying to reach out to me, and you guys thought I was asleep. Tongue Tied was not asleep. I was busy at work. I was doing things for you, so we wouldn't have to worry about the puzzles. We can focus primarily on the story, and I might be able to engage with you guys a little bit more today than I was able to last night, because we don't have to worry about the puzzles. So, Jesse just recently found Hannah's satellite navigator in her car, and the navigator led her to an address, and she's getting ready to walk in, and and we believe that she's going to walk in to see Iris. Getting so many names. What do you mean I'm getting so many names? How many? I've only got one name. Tongue Tied. But you guys like giving me a bunch of nicknames, do you? Lloyd? You calling Tongue Tied a smartass? I'll take smartass over dumbass. That's okay. I'm not sure where Jamie came from, but people think I'm Jamie Lannister or something. Or they got Jamie from Jam Genius, and somehow that came up to be Jamie? I don't know. Welcome, Peachy Pup. Good day. Good day to you, Peachy Pup. So a young girl called Jennifer Hansen was found dead in the forest of Duskwood. I'm not sure if you've heard about it. I have. We have heard about Jennifer. And Iris was her mother. I know the story. I know the story well. And now take a wild guess where the address in Hannah's satellite navigation led me to. Jennifer's mom's house. And Jennifer's mom's name is Iris. And before I forget, let me just welcome you guys. Welcome everybody to the stream. If I miss your name, I apologize. I don't mean it. But Saba, Lloyd, Ali, Lulietta, Sorry if I mess up your name. I'm sorry. So, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while, So. Welcome back, France, baby Kiwi. Baby Kiwi. It's been a while since I've seen baby Kiwi. Peachy Pup. It's always nice to see you here. Jem love Peachy Pup. Who else we got? Fahad. I see Fahad's here. Saba. Katie Blonde. Welcome. What else do we have here? Did I miss anybody? Megro. Welcome, Megro. Who else do we got? I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. If I missed you, I apologize. I don't mean any harmful intent about it. So now we are in front of Jennifer's mom's house, and Jennifer's mom's name is Iris. Oh, you can hear my dog in the background. I can hear her too. She's freaking out. Well, we know Iris's name through research. It's really astonishing all the things you find out, right? A female voice in the background? You didn't hear no damn female voice. You didn't hear no female voice. All you could hear in the background was my dog. Unless somebody just broke in. Hopefully nobody broke in. You got a world of hurt coming to them when they break into Tongue Tie's house. So it's really astonishing. Anyway, I've been talking to Jennifer's mom until just now, and Hannah was actually here and talked to her about her daughter, Jennifer. I'm still a bit, well, the conversation upset me a bit. Iris is such a nice woman, and she spoke about all the terrible things that happened to her so calmly and composedly. Interesting. Fahad. Probably my girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend, Fahad. Tongue Tie doesn't have a girlfriend. Tongue Tie's by himself. The only one here is me and my dog. Ooh, let's see if Jessie will give us a call. She can call us and tell us exactly what happened with Iris when they were talking. Now, she's getting ready to call us. And this is probably going to ring forever.
Listen,
No, it didn't ring.
It's been almost exactly 10 years now since Jennifer disappeared from Duskwood without a trace. She had been on the way to her dad's, but she never got there. The whole town looked for her without pause, until her body was found by an employee of the lumber mill. The police was so sure it was murder, until the autopsy concluded that Jennifer had injuries which not could have come from an attack on her. It turned out that Jennifer had been hit by a car, and that she had died on the side of the crash. I don't know, the driver must not have seen Jennifer on the dark road on the outskirts of Duskwood. And to hush up his crime, he buried her deep in the forest, so that... But here's the weird part about all of this. Of course, Iris had asked Hannah about the reason she wanted to visit. Hannah told her that she believed to have been followed by the same man who also killed Jennifer.
What the hell? Why is it?
And why would the same killer be after Hannah too?
It's like breaking in and out for some reason. There was poor reception there, Jessie. What the hell? There wasn't any good reception. I don't think there's a way we can replay that, is there? I feel like, is there a way that we can replay that? Replay her call? I don't think there is. Yeah, let's see if we can replay that, because it was breaking up a lot.
It's been almost exactly 10 years now since Jennifer disappeared from Duskwood without a trace. She had been on the way to her dad's, but she never got there. The whole town looked for her, without pause, until her body was found by an employee of the lumber mill. The police was so sure it was murder, until the autopsy concluded that Jennifer had injuries which not could have come from an attack on her. It turned out that Jennifer had been hit by a car, and that she had died on the side of the crash. I don't know, the driver must not have seen Jennifer on the dark road on the outskirts of Duskwood. And to hush up his crime, he buried her deep in the forest, so that she may never be found. But here's the weird part about all of this. Of course, Iris had asked Hannah about the reason she wanted to visit. Hannah told her that she believed to have been followed by the same man who also killed Jennifer. But if it wasn't murder, but an accident, then why would the same killer be after Hannah too?
Right, so hear me out. If it was an accident, right, then there isn't necessarily a killer. And if Jennifer was hit by a car, then it was an accident. But if Hannah hit Jennifer and then tried to hide Jennifer's body, that's a pretty serious sin right there. And with a sin like that, maybe the man without a face is now out to punish Hannah for her sin of killing, whether it was an accident or not, but killing Jennifer by accidentally hitting her with the car. But then instead of like reporting it, or instead of trying to do the right thing, she tried to hide the body. Tried to get away with it. So, pieces are starting to come together. Dan is here. Welcome, Dan. Very interesting. See, Jesse found out a lot of information in a short amount of time that could really change the outcome of the entire story. Almost makes little Miss Innocent Hannah not so innocent anymore. Interesting. Interesting. It's a really good question there, Jesse. It's a really good question. So Jesse's going to head back to Duskwood. She's going to talk to the police. Dan thinks Peachy Pup met tongue-tied in real life. I don't know, Peachy Pup. Did you ever meet tongue-tied? Have we ever been within arm's reach of each other? You ever met the real tongue-tied? Dan, somehow Dan thinks you did. Dan has no clue. So Jessie wants to ask the police more questions and instead of just telling them, she wants to ask more questions. No, Peachy Pup's never met tongue-tied. Takes off his mask one day and underneath is just another mask. They pretty much just hung up on her when I called them about Phil, and the lawyer hasn't been in contact with me yet either. Oh, and I want to stop by at Roger's garage. Iris told me that the model the car was involved in the accident back then was an AMC Gremlin. Gem AMC Gremlin. So yeah, what Peachy Pup was responding to was, for some reason, Dan, someone said that they heard a female voice in the background. But it was no female voice. There's nobody else here but me and my dog. It's the only thing they heard. But my dog was losing her ever-living mind. She's barking and going off. Tongue-Tied said that if Jake reveals his face, he would do it as well. I never said that, Saba. Just never in my life. Ever since I've been alive, I've never said that. So an AMC Gremlin. Never heard of it. Maybe they'll show us a picture. Richie's mother was still in charge of accounting in Roger's garage back then. Maybe we can find out some information through the books. And another thing that makes it easier is that Tooltastic didn't exist yet. So anyone that had any kind of business went straight to Roger's garage. With which I mean to say Roger's garage was the only auto shop in Duskwood at the time. Interesting. So go on. Talk more. Explain a little bit more. I love it. It's very likely that the driver had been in Roger's garage with his car before the accident, which means he would turn up in the records. On top of it, oh, and to top it off, I just so happened to be the current boss secretary, so I have full access to all of Roger's garage's records. That's perfect, Jesse. You can find out all kinds of information. I don't think so, Saba. I don't think Tongue-Tied would ever say something like that. Lloyd, I received your original email, but I didn't get I didn't get any follow-up email. So I don't have anything yet. See you later, Jesse Holmes. Go do some detective work for us. Ooh, we got a group chat here. So I forgot to ask everybody, how do you like the new mask? Nice and pink. I love it. I love the color. It's a great color. So can we please carry on here? Yes, I'm back already too. So this is when we sent our text about Jake being back. Jake and I will continue doing everything to find Handa, so we're back. You know what? I was never gone. I was never gone. You never know. Maybe Jesse will be able to show us too. Look, Dan likes the color pink. He wouldn't have worked in a flower shop if he didn't like the color pink. So is everyone allowed to speak their minds? Everybody already is speaking their minds, Dan. Dan probably still doesn't like the hacker. He doesn't like Jake. My case is crystal clear, he says. I screwed up with Phil because I left him hanging in the Aurora. Shortly afterwards, my car brakes suddenly fail. Just as I happened to be driving home from a date with my sister. What? He wasn't on a date with his sister. He wasn't on a date with his sister. He was supposed to be on a date with Jesse, but Jesse never showed up. So, what are you trying to say, Dan? You're on a date with when you got stood up. You weren't with your sister. I didn't even know Dan had a sister. Did anybody else know Dan had a sister? It's not important at all here, but yes. So Cleo can only add to that. I didn't know Dan has a sister. Jessie is Phil's sister, right? But who is Dan's sister? When I wanted to question Phil about Hannah, he reacted very oddly. Ran his mouth off about Hannah and couldn't get rid of me quick enough. But Cleo was giving him was leading questions. He was, the way Cleo was asking questions, which wasn't good. But Dan, do you have a sister, Dan? I'm curious. Does Dan have a sister? I never knew of Dan's sister. According to Phil, though, Cleo wasn't being exactly affable. I don't know what affable means. I might have tried breaking down his reserve. Fair point. But that doesn't excuse the way he acted. And Dan chimes back in, hey, who said I was done talking? You heard right, I've got more. Well, spit it out, Dan. So Phil was at the hospital yesterday. Interesting. Did he bring you flowers, Dan? I feel like that would be a good gift for Dan. Nice bouquet of flowers. As if. So what did he want? No idea. So you just saw him there, but had no idea why he was there? Nothing good, that's for sure. He asked one of the nurses about me. What do you want to get? What do you want to? Maybe he was just checking up on you, Dan. Maybe he was just checking up on you. He's just seeing if you were okay. His buddy Dan was in a hospital. He's just checking to see if you're okay. Did the nurse tell anything about you? No. I'm not following. I heard him asking about me. So why are you only telling us now? I don't think Dan was hiding. I don't think that was it. Hello, Merle? Or Morale? Morale? I don't know. Hello! Welcome to the stream. I wanted to wait and see what would happen. Hang on. Did you think Phil was there to hurt you? He wasn't about to give me some damn homemade cookies. Jesse's online. He might not have been trying to give you homemade cookies, but he probably wasn't there to try to hurt you. I doubt it. Phil doesn't seem like he's the dangerous type. He doesn't seem like he's the type to try to hurt people. Just been to the police and they know pretty much everything. about Lily's video, that we got involved, that we're hiding evidence, that a wanted hacker is among us. Hoo. And they also know about tongue-tied. Oh boy. Police know about tongue-tied. That's not good. That's not good at all. But how do they suddenly know all this? How did they figure all this out? Somebody had to have talked to them. Was it you, Richie? Maybe they're not as incompetent as we've been making them out. I don't think that's it. I think they're pretty incompetent. Who told you that, Jesse? Who did you speak to? The police chief, Alan Bloomgate. And what does this mean? Are the police investigating us too? Why would they, Thomas? Obstruction of justice. We've been obstructing the justice. You didn't say that. I feel like if they're investigating us, they would be questioning us. They would be bringing us in and interrogating us if they were actually investigating us. It's possible, though. It is possible. It is possible that they're investigating us. Maybe it's time to start leaving this all to the real investigators? I think not. I think not. No way, Richie. That sounds suspicious, Richie. Were you the one that talked to him? Did you talk to the police? These real investigators, they arrested Phil. According to them, he's guilty, and we all know he's not guilty. And what if he really is guilty? I'm sure they didn't arrest him for no reason. And that reason has nothing to do with him being guilty of anything. What do you mean? I know one of you testified against Phil. The police chief told her. Ho ho ho, we know who it was. Don't act so surprised, Richie. We know it's you, jam sus. So suspicious. Who in the world would do that? You know. You know jam well, Richie. Look, it wasn't me. I know one thing, it wasn't tongue-tied. I know, tongue-tied, I trust you would never do anything like that. I don't want to argue with you guys, I really don't. But you have to understand that I'd have to know who told the police stuff about Phil. You know, we all do. We all want to know who the hell's talking to the police. Was it you, Cleo? I don't think it was Cleo. She's too busy breaking in people's property to, and to be talking to the police. Sitting there breaking into Roger's garage, breaking into Phil's basement. Why would she do anything to get Phil arrested? But then again, she did want to get into Phil's basement. Did you want to frame him? Can't be serious right now. You had nothing going against Phil. Jesse just doesn't understand. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand why Phil is the one that got arrested. Because he said something stupid about Hannah, so what? There was also a matchbox, and by the dead body. A matchbox from the Aurora by the dead body. But imagine there are a dime a dozen in matchboxes. I'm sure everyone in Duskwood has one. And because Phil called Hannah the same day she disappeared. Who said that? Tongue-tied. It's right. Thomas, the snitch is right. Way to throw me under the bus, Thomas. But it's true. Phil did talk to Hannah. You talked about Phil as a suspect? No. I never talked to him about it as a suspect. It was all Cleo and Thomas. Look, they didn't want to throw me under the bus. I'll throw them under the bus. Jam Cleo and Thomas. Good Thomas Jam snitch. But it's true. We were afraid that you wouldn't be objective. It's true. Oh, there it is, Richie. Jesse, it was me who got the whole thing going. It's me you should be angry with. Great. Just great, Richie. Look what you did. Look what you jam did, Richie. So what are you going to do now? Why are you asking? It's all going swimmingly. You can just put your feet up now and wait until Phil confesses and tells them where Hannah is. So Dan is convinced that it is Phil. Absolutely convinced that it's Phil. I don't know why. I don't know why Dan thinks it's Phil. But Phil went to go see Dan. Well, I guess not really see Dan in the hospital, but Phil went to the hospital that Dan was in and was asking around about Dan. It's suspicious. Why wouldn't he just go and ask Dan? Why wouldn't he just go and see Dan himself? Why would he go there and just ask around about Dan? I don't know. It's suspicious, that's for sure. There's no way we're just sitting back and relaxing. We got to find Hannah. Even if Phil's guilty, just hoping for it is far too risky. Right. It's interesting. Well, I won't be saying any more on the matter. You said enough on the matter as it is, Dan. You said enough anyways. Oh, Richie's trying to reach out to Jesse. We can kind of see what's going on. You see, don't be angry at him. We didn't do it because we were against you or Phil. Please come back online and talk to me. It was you, wasn't it? It was Richie all along. You gave evidence against Phil with the police. claims he didn't. Say, no, of course he didn't. Then what did you do? Then why is he arrested? You said it was you that got the whole thing started. Said it was you that started everything. But not like that. It wasn't like he just told the police everything about Phil. So when he was marked before that, he was texting Phil and said something weird. Phil said something weird. And that's why you thought he made the sign. Maybe a little bit. But how would Phil know anything about it? But I didn't give evidence against him. Jesse, I don't believe you. Doesn't feel that way anymore. You know, we don't know anything about you, Richie. We don't know you at all. And Jesse, there it is. She just quit. She quit. We're at Roger's garage. You can't quit now, Jesse. You still have information that you have to collect. You need to find out about the AMC Gremlin. There's so much work that needs to be done. You can't just quit. I'm grabbing my stuff from the shop first thing tomorrow morning. Oh no. You can't quit, Jesse. Why are you quitting? You got paperwork? Look, when you go grab your stuff, you better grab some paperwork about that AMC Gremlin from back in the day. Got a little picture here. It's got Thomas, Lily, Hannah. I wonder why those three, though. Why Thomas, Lily, and Hannah? Thomas was the boyfriend. Lily is the sister. But what's the connection between the three? I don't know. Oh, Dan. Richie finished inspecting your car, Dan. I bet the guys at Tooltastic would have done it in half the time it took you, Dan. Or Richie. The guys at Tooltastic would have taken no time at all. It wasn't exactly easy, though, Dan. He's just kidding. He's just a jokester. Dan's just a joking around. He's just joking around, just a jokester himself. So what's the verdict? I can safely say that nobody changed or manipulated anything about the car. Nowhere. Interesting. And you must have made a mistake somewhere because that definitely can't be. So Richie's saying that Dan is fully to blame for the accident. I don't know. I feel like that's not the case though. I feel like it wasn't Dan's fault. I still to this day think that it wasn't Dan's fault. I think something had to be manipulated on his car. I don't know. But he's really sure. He says thousand percent sure. Dan definitely doesn't trust Richie. I don't trust it either. Dan. So Jake's read up on everything. Welcome back. Welcome back, Jake. He's read up on everything. He knows what's going on. Dan, what are the odds that what was wrong with your car is just, like routine maintenance that you didn't do on the car and then it failed? Maybe it was your fault, but it wasn't your fault for what we were thinking. Maybe it was just routine maintenance that failed on your car. I don't know. I doubt it, but maybe. Maybe, just maybe. maybe, just maybe. There really were quite a few things that I had to catch up on. Seems like the group is beginning to split up somehow. Oh, that's not good. Amber Brewer, welcome to the stream and thank you so much for your donation. The super chat. Oh, that's too much. It's too damn much, Amber, but thank you so much. I can't express how happy I am about that. Oh, you're so amazing. So amazing. Amber Brewer. Where am I? I'm so flabbergasted right now. I lost focus of what I was doing because of you, Amber. Oh, but thank you so much. I love you, Amber. Thank you. That was so nice of you. I still can't believe it. I can't believe it. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Amber. Anyway, so thank you. There were really quite a few things to catch up on. It seems like the group is beginning to split up somehow. So Jessie is definitely in a difficult position. She's in a difficult situation. We can't expect Jessie to be objective anymore. Look, she's in a tough spot. Amber always supports Tongue Tied, and I know that. I know that, Amber, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jim, love you. Love you so much, Amber. It's amazing. Can you express your happiness by taking off your mask? Not quite, Fahad. In your dreams, Fahad. So I understand a situation like this can have its benefits because it presents two opposite opinions or two opposite points of view simultaneously. The difficulty for you now lies in remaining objective and in ensuring that nobody from either side leaves. And you know the police know about us. I will do that. That's up to everyone personally, right? But you know the police is on to us now. Lloyd, don't forget to like and share the stream, Tethered. That's right. If you're really part of the Tethered, if you're really tethered to Tongue Tied, don't forget to like, comment, and share. We all know Amber's part of the Tethered. Amber's the biggest supporter of Tongue Tied. What? Definitely one of the top supporters of Tongue Tied. Definitely one of the top ones. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. I'm glad that you're able to make it. I'm glad you're able to watch some of the stream while you're eating lunch at school. That's great. But they don't appear to want to work against us. Otherwise, they would have already done so. So you should not worry about that. I must admit, this arrest has come to a real surprise to me. Me too. I wasn't expecting Phil to be the bad guy. I don't think Phil was expecting to be arrested either. I don't suppose he was. I don't think he was. Definitely not. Peachy Pup has some commissions to work on, so she might have to leave here soon. That's no problem. You go make that money, Peachy Pup. Go make those commissions. Amber just got off work herself. Now she's on her way home. Sounds great. What time is it there, Amber? It must be late getting off work just now. The police must have been investigating for a long time on the levels that we have not been able to access. I think the general mood has influenced our expectations of the police significantly. On the other hand, we currently cannot say whether the arrest was justified or not. It seems like there isn't enough evidence on either side. I have to find out who gave evidence against Phil. Well, the arrest itself is pretty compelling evidence. Now, just because you got arrested isn't compelling evidence. It's 8 a.m. You're just now getting off work? Did I read that right? You're getting off work at 8 a.m.? You're doing the graveyard shift there, Amber. I'm actually off today, as you guys can see. I'm not working today. I'm not working at all today. I do have to work tomorrow, though. That I do. Who would gain anything from keeping information about Phil's secret from the group? I have no idea. Someone who thinks they can get to Hannah that way. None of them really. The real culprit. It would have to be the real culprit, but I don't think it's anybody from the group. Yeah, Amber working the graveyard shift. Now, you don't have to answer this, Amber, but I'm curious, what do you do? What do you do? You said it's fun. You enjoy working the graveyard shift. I suppose it's probably pretty easy. You don't have to deal with a lot of people. You know, you're just kind of there doing your thing on your own, I would assume. But I don't know what you do. I have no idea what you do, but I used to work a lot of the graveyard shift. I used to work security. I used to work security for a big security company. I used to have to work the swing shift, or not the swing shift, but the graveyard shift all the time. Oh, look at that, security guard. I used to be a security guard too, Amber. Oh my goodness, we have so much in common. We have so much in common there, Amber. Can't believe it. In any case, we can't assume that we will find out who it was anytime soon. I saw that you had a long conversation with Phil. Why did he invite you to come to the Aurora? All of Duskwood seems to know me because I'm his sister's friend. No idea. It seems like all of Duskwood seems to know me. Yeah, the word gets around quick. Just imagine tongue-tied guarding a building wearing a mask. Nobody would come near the building. They probably wouldn't expect me to be the guard regardless if I'm wearing a mask. No one would come near it. You said you would go. Of course I said I would go. Are you jealous there, Jake? Are you jealous? Don't be jealous, Jake. I didn't mean it in a bad way. Oh, nice. We got some info. You got some info about me? Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. And any little thing that I say, you guys are just gonna write it down in a little detective notebooks, are you? You don't know if I'm telling you the truth or not. That's the greatest thing about it. Money makes them talk. You know the saying, money talks. Are you jealous there, Jake? I don't think I meant to say that. I meant to say, I just said that, but that's okay. No, you are too. You are too, Jake. You little jealous. He seems very unlikable. You came to that conclusion after reading my private chat? Tongue-tied being a badass while guarding the building. Which could play an important role in our investigation. I don't just want you to go to Duskwood tongue-tied. It would be too dangerous for you. It wouldn't be dangerous. I bet that. Nothing's too dangerous for tongue-tied. Nothing's too dangerous. It'd be a lot more effective to investigate on site, though, don't you think? Don't you think? It's not worth the risk. Fine. I suppose you're right, Jake. I won't go to Duskwood yet. But maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll get out there. That would be amazing if one day I was able to get out to Duskwood. Do a live stream out there, walking around, checking the sites. Look, I promise I won't go out there yet. Couldn't bear knowing that you're in trouble. I saw that you noted the name Alan on Hannah's phone list. Yes. I even know who he is now. He's the police chief. He's a Duskwood police chief. By the way, tongue-tied, did you receive it yet? I'm sure I did, Lloyd. I have everything on do not disturb right now. That way we can, do this without being disturbed. But I'm sure I did receive it. I haven't. I'll check after the stream, and if it's something that you want me to put out there for everybody, then we'll put it out there for the because when Duskwood episode 8 comes out, I'm probably going to live stream the first video of it. So if you want, Lloyd, if it's something that you want me to show everybody, then I will. I'll get it, and then I'll wait until the live stream of episode 8, the first live stream of episode 8, and I can show everybody. I'll show everybody watching, and then it'll be forever on YouTube for everyone to see, for everyone that's gonna watch episode 8, which is gonna be a ton of people. A big surprise from Lloyd himself. So Hannah contacted the police shortly before her disappearance, perhaps to help. She wanted to help she wanted help. Maybe. Or she wanted to, I just don't know. I don't know why she called the police. But the conversation didn't last very long. Well spotted. Giving evidence in such a short time would therefore have not been possible. In spite of everything, I would like to tie in with our last lead. Jake would like tongue-tied to tie in with our last lead. You do want to carry on investigating, don't you? Of course I do. Why else would I be online, Jake? Of course I want to continue. Yes, Michelle has fan art that's on YouTube. It's on a stream. It's on a tongue-tied video. It's going to be on YouTube forever and ever. And so many people I'm certain thousands and thousands of people have seen it already. Show it for a second at the end of the stream. The problem is I don't have it yet. I'd have to go and find it, and I don't have it yet. So I think we'll wait. I think I'm going to show it. I'll show it at the beginning of episode 8, I think. We have to consider understand all connections. We are closer to Hannah than ever before. I don't think the police will manage without our help. We're jammed close. We're closer to Hannah than we ever were before. Yes, tongue-tied, we are. We're so close. The fact that Hannah got this bracelet from a pawn shop could take us a huge step further. Ooh, profile picture updated. Look at Lily. Look at her. Looking off. What was that, water? Is that water? And then like little A little scenery in the background, little bunch of buildings. Where is she at? It's like a stone wall there. Huh. I wonder. So I thought about that. So we're talking about the bracelet from the pawn shop. Could take us a huge step further because that means Jesse was lying. That way we can find out who left it there in the first place. But I didn't get very far. Right, if we can find out who left it there in the first place, that would take us a huge area. It almost vexes me that I didn't think of it earlier. The fact, furthermore, tells us another important detail about the original seller. Taking an object to a pawn shop usually means that you return at a later point to retrieve your item once again. So, normally, what people do is they'll take a valuable to a pawn shop with the intent of returning to repurchase it. And they normally take those items to a pawn shop so that way they can have a little extra cash for something that they need in their life currently. And then later on, when they get the cash, they go back and then pay for their item back. So maybe somebody was having money trouble. Huh. I don't think it would be Jennifer's killer though. Normally the killer would keep the bracelet as like a trophy, as like a sick trophy. You know, that's normally what those serial murderers do. They keep the stuff as like a weird sick trophy for them. But maybe somebody was having money trouble. Maybe somebody was having money trouble and then they never came back and got it. Hello, Hadia. Welcome to the stream. So we must assume that whoever that was having money trouble. You know, they needed a little extra cash to do something. We should find out who originally handed in the bracelet. I'm sure you know that this is a task for you. Of course it is. Give him a little winky face. I'm sure Jake would appreciate the winky face. Oh, Jake deleted Hannah's emails, I bet. Oh, look at that. Dan and Lily, they had a fling at one point in time. I wonder if Dan will tell us that. But by now, I'm sure you understand why I had to do that. Yes, I think so. I think I do. I think I do understand that. You know, anything that Dan or anything that Jake does is for our or somebody he cares about's protection every single time. Do you ever ask yourself if we're going too far, Jake? How far is too far when it comes to a person's life? I cannot answer that question. Can you, tongue-tied? Since I'm starting to doubt myself, I think we may have almost reached the threshold. As soon as another life is in danger because of it. As of right now, I can't. I can't answer that question either, Jake. Just thought it was important to think about. That's all. Oh, Jesse's reaching out to us. Let's see what Jesse has to say. I'm here. Don't you worry. I'm here with you. Oh no. Is that Jesse's front door? Has Jesse been marked? Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe Jesse's been marked, everybody. So if Jesse's been marked, then then Phil clearly isn't the man without a face. Clearly, he's not the man without. And we know Jesse can't draw this. Jesse's not good at drawing. We know for a fact that Jesse would not be able to draw this. I mean, she couldn't draw flower seeds hardly. So I don't think Jesse drew that. I think it was definitely somebody else. Oh no. So sorry. I'm so sorry, Jesse. What am I supposed to do? I don't know yet. But Jake, did you see this? Ask Jessica from where or from where she just came. Is that because of the sign? The sign is affixed to a door outside, as it seems. If she just noticed a sign, it follows. Then she just got that she just got home. Right. So we have to find out where she might have been. I'm here. Don't you worry. Where did you just come from, Jesse? Where were you just now? The sign's on your front door, so you had to have been coming from somewhere. I just wanted to go for a walk. A walk where, though? Like, where were you walking? Were you walking in the forest, Jesse? Better not be. To clear my head a bit. And that's understandable. I mean, some serious trauma just happened with Jessie, with her brother, and so maybe that's what she needs to do, is go for a walk to clear her head. There's no way I can show this to the others. They'll think I did it myself. Nobody will think that, Jesse. There's no way anybody would think that, especially with your skills at drawing. Nobody's going to think that you were able to do this. And I'll defend you if I have to. I'll point out the fact that you cannot draw, Jesse. You're about as good of a drawer as tongue tie. I'll send it into group chat. You want to say anything to Jake? No, not yet. Okay. So Jesse's been marked, just like Richie. I'm really sorry for you, Jesse. Wonder what Dan has to say about it. Well, shit. That's definitely a Dan response. At least now we know that it can't have been Phil. It looks like it. So Cleo agrees. Cleo agrees that it probably was not Phil. Maybe you others were marked. Can you all maybe check? Check your doors. Check your front doors. Hello, Cleo. Welcome to the stream. Do you want me to check the door to my room or what? Or the hospital's main entrance? Maybe both. Maybe both. Maybe best you'll get is the sign on your cast. I think you might be spared here. You know, if it ever happens to Dan, it's probably when Dan is on his medication, you know, from the pain. Obviously, look, I get it. He's probably in a lot of pain, but it's probably when he's on his medication. He's probably knocked out, and the man without a face comes and does the Raven right on his cast. Oh, if Dan woke up and saw that, he'd freak out, I bet. Your sign would be right on your cast, Dan. There's nothing on Cleo's door. I want to leave Duskwood, and I want you to come with me. I think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to leave Duskwood. We can still do some research and investigation. And look at that. Even Dan agrees. Dan agrees it's time to leave Duskwood. Hottie, I appreciate it. Thank you. You love the mask. You love the pink. I love it too. I think it's great. Such a great color. And what are your plans? Do you just want us to board the next plane or what? If it's up to me, yes, right away. We can come up with something together. You know what, guys? Even Dan, I'll even include Dan on this. You guys can all just come stay at my place. Me and Dan, we can drink whiskeys together. It'll be great. It'll be great. I got plenty of room. I got plenty of room for everyone. Look, for all 6 of you if you need it. Everyone can come. Dan, Cleo, Jesse, even Thomas, Lily. Me and Lily, we put our differences to the side. Lily can come. It's okay. Everyone. Jake, we'll invite Jake. There's nothing waiting for us here but certain death. I have to think about it. I already barely got away from him once. You got Lily? Where's Lily? Tongue-tied? I was just at Hannah's letterbox right now. Oh, check this out. The Department of Corrections signature missing. You got Hannah Dawnfort of Duskwood. She's at the Department of Corrections. Maybe that's why she was calling Alan. I wonder. How am I supposed to read that? It's so blurry, Lily. I can tell it's the Department of Corrections, but I can't read anything else. Just saw that too. Maybe send a better picture, Lily. It's a kind of application form from some jail. Okay. Is she trying to go visit somebody? You fill them out when you want to visit inmates. Ooh. Found it in Hannah's. Is it for Phil? It can't be for Phil. So what does it mean? So what I guess what does it mean? Like who's she trying to go visit? I'll scan a letter for you once I'm home. Okay, great. That sounds great. Talk to you later. Did you read that Jesse wants to leave Duskwood? Oh yeah. Lily, did you read that Jesse wants to leave Duskwood? Look, Lily, you can come with her. I got plenty of room. She got marked. She wants all of you to join her. Yes, that's not good, Lily. It's not good at all. To be honest, I've been toying around with the thought that maybe we should all just live in the motel for a while. No, you'd have to actually leave Duskwood. It's not spooky there at all. Been thinking that too. Huh. I think you'd have to actually leave Duskwood. I don't think it's safe for you guys in Duskwood right now. I'll text you once I'm home. Okay, no problem. We got the group chat. Thomas, Richie. Tongue-tied too? Don't forget tongue-tied. Yes, tongue-tied too. That's right. Hey there. Have you heard that Jessie got marked and about her plans to leave Duskwood? Doesn't seem like it. Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse. You thought wrong. Things can always get worse, Richie. It can always get worse. Unfortunately, I can imagine her putting the marking there herself. She didn't. There's no way. Look, she already suspected that you wouldn't believe her. But there's no way. There's no way Jesse's that good at drawing. She's just as good at drawing as Tongue-Tied, and Tongue-Tied's not good at drawing at all. Before she sent the picture. Just before she sent it, she said you guys weren't going to believe her. Doesn't change my opinion. Richie was marked ages ago and nothing happened to him yet. Oh, you say that now. Knock on wood. Jesse was attacked without being marked, and now suddenly has one too. Jesse would never believe that her brother might have done something bad. And it was very important to her that we all think Phil to be innocent. Because she can't prove it on her own, but would she mark her own door with the raven symbol just because of that? Yeah, why would she do that? And we don't know if the mark on Richie's or Roger's garage or Richie's work, we don't know if the Roger's garage raven was meant for Richie. It could have been meant for Jesse. I mean, hell, she worked there, so it could have been meant for her. The marking would be a strong evidence for Phil's innocence. Jessie isn't like that. Never, ever. She's never been like that, ever in her life. And even if she was, I'd still think it's a good idea. They can't hurt putting some distance between us and our own personal horror movie. And leave Hannah alone. We're not leaving Hannah alone. We're still going to do our investigation. We still got everything. We're still doing everything. But Thomas not leaving Duskwood. There's no way Thomas is leaving Duskwood. I'm still here as well. I'll still be here. I'll still be helping. I'll still be helping all the time. But you're not actually here, are you? Have Dan and Lily said anything about this? Dan liked the idea. Dan loved it. Dan liked the idea of moving in with Tongue-Tied. Ooh, Richie has an idea. I know what we'll do. When we were talking about leaving Duskwood before, I was thinking about some isolated hidden island far from here. But it doesn't have to be that drastic. I know some people who own a house in the forest about 45 minutes outside of Duskwood. That's perfect. It's a perfect spot. It's big enough for all of us, and nobody except us knows where it is. It's foolproof. Plus, it's super cozy. And since it's so close, we could just drive back whenever something happens or we feel like investigating again. And you can rent that house just like that. Yep. Good compromise. I think that's good. I think it's great. It's a good compromise. I think so. Maybe the house is already rented out right now. I can tell them that it's a matter of life or death for us all. Although they'd probably crank up the price then. Just facepalm. Facepalm that. Howdy, after construction work completed at your house, you made some sketches for me? Oh, I can't wait to see them. I can't wait. You can tag me in Instagram. You can tag me in it, and I would love to see it. I would love to check it out. If anyone at all has any kind of tongue-tied fan art, you can tag me in Instagram. You can tag me on Twitter. You can at me. Whatever you need to do. I would love to see every single bit of it. I would love to see it all. That would be amazing. I can't wait. It sounds amazing. I would love to see your tongue-tied fan art. So we should definitely do it. Yes. Perfect. We should all do it. And I'll send you the address later too, tongue-tied. That's perfect. We're all going to live together and we're going to have fun. And we're going to drink whiskeys with Dan. Everybody's going to be safe. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a great time. I'll call the owners and one of you can tell the rest of the group and start organizing. And then we'll all meet up at our new secret home. Can I ask you for a favor though? Hannah had this bracelet from the pawn shop. I want to find out who handed it in. Thomas, you've got the bracelet. Cleo, I'm sure you can sweet talk the pawnbroker. Yeah, Cleo. Let's get Cleo in on this. I'm sure Cleo can sweet talk the pawnbroker. My parents are friends with Mr. Oakley. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, maybe I can bring him to spill the beans. That's perfect. Good job, Cleo. I knew I could trust you. I knew I could trust Cleo to help. Thomas will come with you. Can't hurt to show him the bracelet in question. Good, then I'll call Jesse, Dan, and Lily about the house, and I'll come to you after. Perfect. Oh, but what about Dan? Dan is still in the hospital. See, I thought Dan was on the road. He said in his little message that he was on the road. Maybe he meant on the road to recovery. I don't know. But if we don't at least tell him, he'll be offended. All right, it's true. We need to bring Dan anyways. We got to let him know. Gallery update? Look at that. We got a motorcycle. Check Dan out on his motorcycle. What kind of motorcycle is that, Dan? I don't see anything on there. Doesn't say what it is. What kind of motorcycle you got there, Dan? It's a nice motorcycle. I love it. Tongue-tied rides motorcycles too. Adios. Adios, Richie. Going camping with the cheese and the owls and the shorts. Can't wait. I can't jam wait. Look at that, Dan. Hi. Hi yourself. Still among the living then. Barely. So how you doing? How are you, Dan? Shitty. Okay. That's understandable. I get it. But at least someone's asking for a change. Tongue-tied's here for you, Dan. Don't you forget it. Tongue-tied rides motor. Yes. Yes, tongue-tied rides motorcycles. I really do. Since your club is on summer break right now, I thought I'd speak to the leader himself. Herself. I'm a her. Thought I'd speak to the leader herself. I want to help. Did they take the TV away? Would they take your TV away, Dan? Now you're bored? Is that what it is? It's broken. I knew it. He was bored. He's bored now, so he can't watch TV. So now he's talking to tongue-tied. Now he wants to help. Come on now. But I might be a breath of fresh air in your stuffy, dusty den. You know what, Dan? If you want to help under one condition, I want to know a secret in return. Dan, you got to tell me a secret. You got to tell me a secret, Dan. You're pretty smart, huh? Of course, I'm a jam genius. I'm a jam genius. I don't know any secrets. I don't believe you. I don't know how you could help me. Everyone has secrets. Everyone has secrets, Dan. Everyone has secrets. I left Phil hanging that one time because I was with Lily. Ho ho ho. I always thought you liked Jesse there, Dan. What happened with Jesse? What happened with that? He likes Jesse. He likes Lily. Probably likes Cleo. Probably likes Hannah. I mean, nothing happened in case you were wondering. Okay. It was right after the body turned up. Lily needed someone, and I just happened to be there. It's really that was really nice of you, Dan. You know, Dan surprises me every once in a while. Every now and then he does some nice things. Every once in a while he shows his true character, and Dan's a nice guy. Dan's a nice guy. Just wanted to comfort her. That's just me. So happy? Yes, I'm very happy. Hope the next secret is a bit more exciting though, Dan. Thanks for telling me, Dan. Yes, Dan, I'm happy now, but you know, maybe make the next secret a little bit more juicy. You basically forced me to do it. So there's a video I'd like to talk to you about. Let's go ahead and send the video. If you guys don't remember this video, we're going to watch it right now. So check this out. You can see that the motion detector is picking up something on the outside of that sliding door. Then they start banging on it. Yeah? And why is there a chair sitting right there in front of the sliding door? That doesn't make sense either. Can you make anything of it? Where did you get this? From Hannah. I got it from Hannah there, Dan. Can I have some more context? Look, Dan, you wanted to help. I told you where I got it from. So, it looks like a mounted surveillance camera. And the camera is set to activate as soon as someone moves in its field of view. Right? Okay. So continue. The video was definitely shot at night. Right. We could tell that. It was dark. You can tell by the light. Correct. In a dark bedroom, maybe? There's a bed on the right-hand side. Right. Wait, I have to watch it again. While he's watching again, we'll watch it again too. So you got a bed on the right-hand side. It's hard to tell though. It's hard to tell if that bed on the right-hand side. But I suppose it is. Yeah. I'm guessing that's a porch door. Okay. Yeah, I think so. Might be I don't think it's a balcony. I guess so, yeah. Yeah. Shuya says it's him. Stop watching him. We got cameras in your room, Shuya. If anyone or anything came through that door, this camera was supposed to film it. Yes, I think so too. Look at that. Dan's a security guard. I work as a security guard from time to time. Just like Amber. Once a year, I even worked on this big convention in Colville. Interesting. I keep watch over the stalls and all the stuff there. At night. So he keeps watching. So he does the graveyard shift, just like Amber does the graveyard shift. And they use these cameras there too for the entrances outside on the premises. But I never seen one in private use in a bedroom before. The hell did Hannah get herself into? Nothing good, that's for sure. I don't know what she got herself into, but nothing good. Nothing jam good. But thanks for your help, Dan. I appreciate it. Such a good guy. Dan's a good guy. Thanks to you too. See ya. Look at that. Me and Dan, one of these days, we're going to get a drink together and have a good old time. Lily. Oh, I tried clicking on Lily. There we go. Lily. Okay, I've scanned the letter and uploaded it. Here's the link. Oh, we got the link. Got the link. Let's go ahead and check it out. So this is the link. Let's see. Ted Madruga. The inmate that Hannah was going to go see was Ted Madruga. We got the inmate's Department of Correction number there. Explanation and instructions. The questionnaire will provide the instructions with the information needed to determine your eligibility for approval as a visitor for the above named inmate. Please answer all questions truthfully and accurately. Failure to answer any question will result in disapproval of your application. And we got Hannah Dawnfort, Norton Lane Ford of Duskwood. So where did you meet this inmate? Is it a friend, pen pal, work, family, neighbor, or other? So you put down other. Are you a victim of this inmate's crime? No. Have you ever been arrested or received a criminal citation or notice to appear in court to respond to a criminal charges? No. Did you ever help this inmate commit a crime? No. Were you ever in prison? No. Signed, Hannah Dawnfort. Very interesting. So who the jam hell is Ted Madruga? That's the big question. Who is Ted Madruga? I have no idea. That's the next clue. That's going to lead and we don't even see it's apparently it's not a friend. It's not a pen pal. Hannah doesn't know Ted from work. Hannah isn't family members with him. Hannah isn't even in the same neighborhood with him. So who the hell is So who the hell is Ted Madruga? We have no idea. We have jam no idea. Very interesting. Thanks, Lily, for sending that to me. Ted Madruga, the next clue in finding Hannah. Does Ted Madruga have something to do with Hannah's disappearance? But Ted is in jail, so can't be, right? I'm afraid I can't tell you anything about this form. I don't know anyone called Ted Madruga. I wonder if Richie knows who Ted Madruga is. And Hannah never mentioned him either. So why would she visit him in jail? I'm sure Jake can find out something useful information about him. Right, if he's in jail, then he's gonna have all kinds of information about Ted. I'm sure Jake can help. I'm sure Jake can figure out a lot of stuff about Ted. I'm sure he can look into a lot of different information, a lot of different records that Ted might be involved with. Feel free to send him the link. Oh, I sure will. Got to start packing now. She's packing and getting ready to move out to the 45 minutes outside of Duskwood at that rental house. Got to start packing now. Cleo called me earlier. We're supposed to meet at this house this evening before dusk. Right before dusk, right outside of Duskwood. That would be best for your safety. You do that, Lily. You get out there. See you later. Yes. So we need to reach out to Jake. I feel like we need to send Jake the link. Or something. What's going on? Let's go to I guess we go into the group chat. Okay. Richie sent a thing in a group chat. The ultimate. Oh, I almost forgot to pack that list. Toothbrush, towels, clothes for murky weather. Yes, pack a warm jacket, lighter, charger for your phone, the phone itself, flashlight and or candles. They sometimes have issues with the electricity there. Band-aids. P.S. Who's bringing the food, by the way? Good questions. All very good questions. So, Richie, it's a damn great list. It's a great list, Richie, but don't forget your Boy Scout handbook. You're aware that this isn't going to be a fun family vacation, right? Are you relieved? Are you relieved, Richie? I feel like you should be relieved. I'm a little bit relieved. Does Lily know about this or just tongue-tied? Does Lily know about what? I don't know what you mean. Does Lily know about what? Does she know about the house? Lily know. We just talked about it. Or Cleo told her. Now Lily knows that she needs to go to the house. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure what you mean. Feels like a step in the right direction. The police investigation appears to be in full throttle. We're taking ourselves out of the line of fire. The only way is up for us. That's right. I think so too. Every time somebody says something like that, something horrible happens. But I think so too. I think it's only up from here. Anyway, I hope that I can finally sleep in peace again at the house. Because I haven't really been sleeping that well lately. It's understandable. I mean, living in the same town as a serial killer, probably hard to sleep. Has Jessie messaged you at all? I don't want you to argue. She was pretty angry. Look, you guys can't be arguing. You gotta be on the same page. You gotta be nice with each other. You know, Richie, you can talk to me, Richie. There's something you need to talk about, Richie. I'm here for you. Tongue-tied is here. She quit. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that, Richie. Why that guy has the same last name as Lily and Hannah? Well, we don't know what Jake's last name is. We really have no idea. He might have the last name of his mother. because Jake is Lily and Hannah's half brother. So they share the same dad, but they don't share the same mother. And he could have the last name of the mother, not the dad. But they are half siblings. But we don't know what Jake's last name is. No, you don't have to be sorry. I'm sure she wasn't being serious. Once we all have our normal lives back, I'm sure everything is going to clear right up. You know, I've got a feeling we'll overcome everything soon. I hope so, Richie. Especially for Hannah's sake. Especially for Hannah, that we need to make sure that we find Hannah. Yeah, Lily and Hannah both have a half brother because Lily and Hannah are sisters, and their half brother is Jake. We found that out in last episode. We found that out in was it episode 6? The end of episode 6? Yeah, we found that out at the end of episode 6 that Jake is Lily and Hannah's half brother. Where were you, Dan? Where were you at the end of episode 6? Nowhere to be jam found. You would have known this by now if you were watching. By the way, I took care of Dan's car finally. So what did you find out, Richie? We have to make it seem like we weren't spying in on his chat with Dan. His accident was entirely his own fault, or more likely the fault of a certain Mr. Jack Daniels. Is that how you told him, Richie? You told him exactly like that? Is that what it was, Dan? Was it Jack Daniels' fault? You told him that in the private chat? Because it wasn't in the group chat. They didn't want to put him on blast like that. So how did he react? How did he react to being told that it was all his fault? Pretty unexpectedly, to be honest. What do you mean by unexpectedly? Like he was expecting to be someone else's fault? Well, unusual for Dan, you know. He was so calm and collected instead of angry and raging. You really checked the car thoroughly? I hope you did. Dan saying he was definitely sober when he drove the car. I believe you, Dan. I believe you, but Richie thinks it was Jack Daniels that did you in. Just making sure, Richie. Just making sure. I wouldn't be tongue-tied if I wasn't making sure. The whole thing's off the table now. We don't have to worry about it anymore, you know? I was wondering how everything would have gone if you weren't with us. Makes you wonder that, Richie. No idea. You might have been marked. Or you might have never been marked. You would have never found the man without a face. We're never going to find out. Well, you know, we're never going to know. Because I am here. Tongue-tied's here. So we're not going to know what would have happened if I wasn't here. What if Hannah hasn't been found because of us? What if someone is trying to frame Phil? Yeah, what if Hannah hasn't been found because of us? because the police are focusing on us instead of the murder, because we got involved and changed the traces. Maybe the police is focusing on us instead of the murderer. That's jam rude, Shuya. They would not be better off without me. They would not be better off without tongue-tied. I'm the one helping. They'd be completely lost. They'd be 100% lost. What? Richie just heard a scream. Richie heard a scream from the forest. Was it male or female? I think that's important. It's a female. A female screaming. Oh no, who is it? Hang on, I have to get closer. Oh no, hang on, I have to get closer again. He heard it again. Supposedly he heard it again. Need to get out of there. Maybe someone needs help. Richie, I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling about this, Richie. Oh, he's calling us. What's happening? We all know what's getting ready to happen, but can we deal with it a second time? Oh man, Shuya thinks that tongue-tied. This is tongue-tied's plan all along. This isn't me doing it. Shuya, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. Oh no.
Hey, well, that wasn't just any random scream. There was someone shouting my name, that's for sure. Straight from the forest.
Somebody was shouting Richie?
Wait a sec. I'll turn on the camera.
So somebody was shouting Richie's name.
All quiet now.
Yeah. How
What if that was Hannah?
inconspicuous.
What if she needs my help? I think I saw someone.
Oh. It's a trap, Richie. A jam trap.
Hello? Hello? Hannah?
It doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier watching that. And if you guys remember, at this point in time, it starts a loop. It's a loop of the raven or the crow calling, and the birds in the background. But yeah, so what's weird about it is that, yes, the camera angle was perfect for you to see Richie bleeding, but if it was really the man without a face that did this, the man without a face would have picked up the phone and showed you that it was him doing it. That's the MO of the man without a face. That's what he does, or she does. Whoever the man without a face is. That's what the man without a face does. The man without a face would tell you and show you he was the one responsible for Richie. So it makes me think that Richie might not be dead. Maybe this is just a trick. We didn't hear anybody screaming. He's saying that he heard someone screaming, that somebody was screaming his name. It wasn't just a scream, they were screaming his name. So was it a trap? I don't know. Really interesting. Maybe Richie is faking his own death. So that way he can get closer to the man without a face to help capture him. I don't know. Super suspicious. So if we end the call here, this is where we see episode 8 is coming. And with that, we have finished. We have completed the playthrough up to episode 8. And now all we need to do now is just wait. We just need to wait for episode 8 to be released. And when it does, be sure to tune in, because we are going to have a live stream of the first episode. Or not the first episode, we're going to have a live stream of the first part of episode 8. We will have that live stream. Make sure you guys tune in. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, turn on the bell. That way you don't miss any live streams and you don't miss any new videos. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment after the stream is ended. Share the video with all of your friends. And as always, thanks for watching. Love you all. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.